So we're back here on the Glee set, season 2. We're in the library. I've never been in here before, but I think it existed the first season. It's great to be back. I've got about 17 new tracksuits, and some of them sport neon stripes. So it's just great to be back. Sousa Warrior. So, coming back, doing the absolute first scene back, and was, I kind of had to shift into that place. I thought, oh my God, can I find her? Because I haven't really been thinking about it, and the camera's rolling, and all I had to remember was she's a warrior, Sure. Will and I have a common enemy this year. There's a new football coach, a woman. She's about 6'4". Her name, aptly, is Coach Beiste. And she actually is very soft inside, and she sheds a tear now and again, but she wears bright red lipstick and basically wears men's football coach clothes. She's a tough broad, and she gets a lot of our budget, and we're cut by about 10 or 20%. So I say, Will, you hang with me and we'll destroy her. And he kind of does. He wants to save the Glee Club's money that much that he kind of follows my lead, and we terrorize her, basically. I serve her cookies that I made that are, instead of chocolate chips, I've used dog poop. Well, Dot is about 6'4", and I've known her for years. And there's a scene where I get right up in her face, and she gets right back in mine. And she's got about 4 inches on me, and Sylvester feels diminutive, probably for the first time in her life. She kind of really humbles me, and that's when I go after her. It's like, that's it. Gloves are off. So it's really fun, and it's great acting with her. She's this tough broad, but she also has a very soft heart, and of course that's what Sue goes after. She knows where her Achilles heel is, and it's the softness of her heart, and so of course she goes out to crush it. Oh, Sue. There was a point last season where I talk about my parents, and I say, my parents were famous Nazi hunters. And of course, Sue lies all the time. So I just figured that Sue was lying. It turns out they were indeed Nazi hunters, and her mother is played by Burnett, is coming back. It's like she's killed the last Nazi or captured the last Nazi. It says there's no more Nazis, so I'll go check on my girls who I abandoned 30 years ago. And so she walks back into our life. Ryan texted me to give me the news, and way before anybody was supposed to know it. God love him. So, he said, this is top secret. I knew over the summer that Burnett would be playing my mother. And he texted me, and it was very hard to keep that secret. I didn't tell anybody. But I was thrilled. I did a movie with her 2 years ago, and I fell in love with her. She's an awesome human being. She's exactly the person you would hope she would be. And, I was a huge fan growing up. The Carol Burnett Show was a huge part of my growing up and, my inspiration. I wanted to be her. I wanted to be on that show. I lived for Saturday nights. When I got my Emmy nomination, she called me that night. So that was very, very nice. And we hadn't announced yet to anybody that she was going to I don't know if they'd come to terms yet, so we kind of spoke around it like, well, maybe I'll see you in a couple of weeks. But I just said, I can't wait to work with you again, and it looks like it's going to happen.